Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Virche Epic Lycoris, continuing science stuff. But we're going to start the emotion section and start with the despair ending after story, and then go into the good one. So, Cyan, you're doing too much. You need to rest. So this one I remember because I remembered it in the other one. I was like, that's the one where he downloads us into his brain. So we're in his head. What are you saying? Your life is nearing its end. There's no time to rest. But I'll rest with you all I want once I lift the curse. In fact, you'll come to regret having all my attention, so don't worry. I spoke to the invisible Spacey and reached out to her. I wasn't sure how long it had been since I began living with Spacey like this. Research had been progressing steadily, and I had acquired emotions in my memory bank that ascended me to the realm of gods. At this rate, I should be able to give Spacey a lifespan like those outside the country before she died from the curse. Still, how are you going to do that when I'm in your head? Cyan, is there a problem? No. Her voice wasn't heard through my ears, and I couldn't feel her warmth. My heart surged with pain as I recalled the voices of the researchers calling me a madman. It's fine. I'm not doing anything wrong. Spacey's still here. She's living with me. I understood this, but why is my memory bank, the heart that I modified, creaking like this? There shouldn't be any further glitches. A few years had passed. Wow, it's been years. With Spacey's support, I created a memory bank compatible with existing relivers that allowed retention of all emotions. See, that's all you had to do. All we had to do was get Cyan to fall in love with us and he'd fix everything. That's what was holding him back this whole time. I brought to fruition what I once turned my back upon. Victory over the curse of death. Oh, bless the manifestation of God himself, Cyan Brophies! He's the true ruler of this country! Virche rejoiced with fervor upon hearing my speech held in front of the Institute. The people were praising my victory over the curse despite denouncing me not long ago. So you finally did it, Cyan. I knew you'd be able to make this happen. Really? For some reason, my chest was still creaking. Despite returning to my position as a god, I still didn't know why this was happening. Wondering what the cause could be, I was about to hold onto my chest when we can finally stay together as lovers now. No, not only as lovers. Let's get married. Now that the curse is gone, we can be together forever without worrying about death. In front of my very eyes, I saw lovers raising their voices with joy for the future ahead. Some were even brazen enough to kiss in public. Next, they're gonna hold hands, the whores! Oh, see, that's what it is, sweetie. You've got your girlfriend in your head, but, that's not enough. My mind froze from the sight. Cyan? Say, Spacey. I quietly asked Spacey a question when she called my name with concern. Virche is saved. Everyone's happy now, but why haven't you returned? Why are they... Decades following the invention of reliver technology had passed. The people in front of me lived life lazily, throwing me their lives in my hands? Throwing me their lives in my hands. I don't think that's right. Anyway, throwing their lives in my hands as someone with power. We began this journey towards salvation. Why are they the ones feeling joy, touching each other and giving their vows of love? Yes, I could see now. That was why my chest was creaking. An emotion filled with the heat of hatred was born within me. Suddenly my mind was muddled by something dark. I want to see you with my eyes, too. I want to touch you with my hands. But that would never come to be. No, wait. I wasn't the same now as when I had kept away from the curse before. I had ascended to the realm of God, so I could make a miracle happen if I wanted. Yes, even resurrection from the dead. You want to return to me now, don't you? I'll make that wish come true, not merely through fantasy or illusion, but reality. Yes, even if it required countless sacrifices to be made. See, like, what's nice about this is, like, it's like, you get the tragic end, like, the despair ending, and it's like, he finally realized that he's in love with us, made a heart that's capable of, like, actually, like, feeling emotion, and we're dead, so we just live in his brain. You're like, that's so sad. And now he's like, I'm so fucking pissed off that they can be, you know what? I don't care who I have to sacrifice. I'm bringing this bitch back. And it's like, well, now we're back to being Cyan. Okay. Even with a heart, you're still a psychopath. Yeah, it's the Cyan we love. Still being crazy. All right. Cyan still being Cyan. Just out there being like, I'm a slice and dice some people. 2 years had passed. In pursuit of Spacey, I continued my research, which led to the decision to turn the country into a giant incubator to melt the people of this land. Wow! He went really fucking overboard! Holy shit! In doing so, I could look for the closest genetic blueprint to hers, so I could edit it and create her new body. I'd then artificially cultivate her memories and personality using the data that was downloaded into my brain. Then Spacey would return to me. He's literally lost the plot! Holy shit! Arbishel crumbled, stained with blood. Hundreds of thousands of screams echoed. This is amazing! This is so fucked up! Holy shit! But Cyan gotta be Cyan, so... Cyan, please stop! I won't be happy to come back to life through everyone's sacrifice! I knew you'd say that, but regardless, there was only one emotion spurring me on. I want to see you again. I want to love you like anyone else. If I'm to love you, I want you to be alive. At those words, I could hear her about to burst into tears. I heard Spacey pleading to me every hour, every minute, but still I was able to complete my plan. With my research near completion, I stood in the burning institute where I had sacrificed my staff. And now, Karun, to be precise. Well, look at that. It looks like we're the only ones left alive in the institute. Just as that other man had prophesied, should I venture down the wrong path, my fated nemesis would stand in my way to stop me. Ever since we first met, I was under the impression that we could never work together. Upon hearing that, Karun drew his sword. Like, I love the fact that out of everyone, our adorable little labradoodle is Cyan's arch nemesis. I don't know why it should be like Adolphe, whatever, but then you've got like labradoodle over here. I mean, Eve is a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but he's just so adorable. So you're like, look at you, you're so cute. You just don't really think he's gonna, like, kick your ass as hard as he really can, you know? I love it. Spacey, are you still there? Yeah, she's still here. She's trying her best to stop me. Look how pleased with himself he looks. I shrugged and laughed provocatively. I doubt she'd be having this much trouble if words alone could stop me. Eve laughed in agreement. Cyan, I actually admire and envy your dedication to bring Spacey back. I also wanted to fall in love like you did. I'm not letting you have my death. I know that. I was glad he was my nemesis. We were going to fight to the death, but... Could you kiss first? For, like, all of us? Could you just imagine if you're playing this game and then all of a sudden there's just a CG like that and you'd be like, wait, what?
To be fair, Hugo would come back from the fucking dead. He would claw himself out of his fucking grave and kill Cyan himself. Nobody touches his man.
It was much better than being denounced by someone with a hollow sense of righteousness. But I also have people I love, so without dragging in who's good or bad. Yeah, let's simply see whose emotion is stronger. I drew my sword and positioned myself.
That doesn't look like a sword, sweetie. It looks like you're gonna fisticuffs him.
Don't worry, Spacey. Once I defeat him, you'll be back by my side. I shook off the feeling of Spacey's hand on my shoulder and dashed into battle.
I love the fact that, although, to be fair, I kind of love the fact that, like, Cyan and Eve are fighting again, like, in this ending, but at the same time, it's like, we just did this epic battle between them in the encore ending. But if Eve is really his arch nemesis, then it makes sense that the person that would come up to literally fight him to the death, regardless of the scenario or the situation, would be Eve. So, while part of me is like, they're kind of just rehashing the same thing with, and then Eve and Cyan fight. You know what I mean? But it makes sense, because, like, instead of being like, oh, well, this time it's someone else. Because I don't remember, I mean, in this ending, who the hell died? Probably Adolphe. I'm pretty sure he died, like, in Cyan's route regardless. So, like, who else is left? And, again, Eve being his arch nemesis, it makes full fucking sense that in whatever universe we're in, whatever path we go down, Eve's going to be the one to try to take him down, you know? So.
My heart, his heart, our swords each found their way in. Rather than end the battle in a stalemate, Karun chose to die instead. Before his departure, he destroyed the devices and protected those he selflessly loved.
That was fast.
The bleeding from my chest was severe.
You're going to bring me back and then die on me? Because that's going to make me pissed.
I might be able to survive if I made a new reliver body for myself, but I purposely removed that option from my mind. I'm tired. Tired of acting as if I were a real god. Tired of talking to the version of Spacey born from my own self-satisfaction. As a result of the explosions, the Institute began to crumble. The rubble slowly fell onto the place where Spacey's body had once perished.
And of course, we get a tragic CG.
Spacey, can you still hear me? The stab wound in my chest kept oxygen from my brain, and I could no longer recognize her image or her voice. Still, I continued to speak to her. There, you didn't even need to thwart my plans. The result would have been the same even if Karun never interfered. The reason... I noticed that my plan was going to fail during the process. In order to bring back my lover, I bent my will and broke the promise I made with her to not sacrifice anyone. I'd long lost my position as a god and was a man driven mad by love.
But that's, like, adorable. Find you someone who's gonna burn the world down just to bring you back from the dead. It's a little extreme. Maybe don't actually, but the thought's there.
Such a foolish human wouldn't be able to bring back the dead. I took a breath. To think you turned me into such a fool. You're even more sinful than I am, my beloved. I lost my lover long ago, but I was satisfied now that I felt my love rise again. Still, the rubble fell to crush my body. Along with the woman I loved who inhabited my body, I decided to journey to the place I'd never believed existed. Hades.
We'll be together. We'll be there waiting for him. The end.
I'm just tired already. I'm no longer a god after falling madly in love with you. Go ahead and curse this foolish man who broke his promise to you.
I mean, like, what else were they really going to do with that one? Could they have made it a little bit longer? Maybe. But, like, because I feel like they kind of... all the despair endings are kind of... Why do I keep doing that? Like, we're starting... Okay. Like, all the despair endings are kind of rushed. You know what I mean? But to be fair, it's kind of interesting to see what would happen. Like, oh, and the little... I didn't know... I forgot. Oh, God, that CG was so sad in the background. Now let's go to the good one. God beyond salvation. But you know what I mean? Like, what else could they possibly done? Like, just him living, going crazy with you in his head. So, like, they made Cyan. You know, they were like, let's make him just go batshit insane and kill everyone to bring her back and then die tragically because, like, he can't bring her back and, like, you know what I mean? And then, like, that's his mild redemption right there. He kind of had a redemption where it was like, wait, he fell in love and he figured out, like, how to make relivers that could end up having a heart and emotions and stuff. Yay! But then we died, so then he went mad and crazy and killed a bunch of people. Holy shit! What the fuck? He went even more psycho than he was before! And then he had a little redemption at the end, like, yeah, no, this was bad. But, you know, fuck ton of people had to die, but, like, whatever. Anyway. I'm not sure who's speaking, but I'm a sinner. I'm an observer. Humans and gods should be judged no differently. Remember, Almighty God, that there are still those who might be watching you watch over this world. Like someone saying that to Cyan. Okay, can we stop at the bright white? Seriously? Okay. Oh, God. And then I forgot about the white on white text, and then there's a giant white background. Oh, fuck my eyes. Jesus. The helix that formed the life called Spacey was being examined from top to bottom. I could tell from the warmth of light flowing through my body. Scan of chromosomes and mutated genes complete. Match with projected data confirmed. Release sample from capsule according to experimental program procedure? Yes. I responded to the inorganic voice in my mind despite knowing it wasn't addressing me. To be honest, I was scared to know the result, but he was awaiting my return outside. I need to look forward and accept reality. As someone in the same position as the god. Please get the white away. Oh, thank God. Jesus. The capsule around me instantly collapsed and my body fell forward through the open space. I will never stop hating the white text on the white background. What the fuck? But I didn't fall onto the floor. Something warm was holding me up.
Clumsy as usual, aren't you?
A low, beautiful voice spoke into my ear. Cyan?
I see the release function can be improved. It should be modified as soon as possible since you'll be in it again in the future. Now then, the results.
Cyan supported me with his left arm, or rather, he embraced me as he used his other hand to swipe the air. Suddenly, the results of the physical examination appeared on the display in vibrant colors.
As projected, it looks like your allelopathy effect is weakened. If this keeps up, your death trait should completely disappear within the year.
I couldn't believe what he just said. I won't be death anymore? So that means I'll be a normal human who doesn't kill anyone. Causing misfortune to others was normal to me. I was shocked that a miracle like this was actually becoming a reality. Because look at our beautiful bastard boyfriend. Ugh. He just needs glasses. And then he'd be our beautiful bespectacled bastard boyfriend.
What? You don't believe me?
Of course I do. I believe everything that you have to say.
Then accept my analysis as truth. From now on, your purpose is not to kill people. You're here to live with me.
Oh, if that was my purpose in life, I don't want to die, but I would die happy at some point, but not right now.
You won't have any time to wallow in self-hatred or pessimism in the face of the happiness I give you. Oh!
Can we just actually have a happy end here? I sensed confidence and determination in Cyan's words, which he spoke matter-of-factly. Right, I believe you without a doubt. Cyan, you're back to being a god. No, you're someone I love. So I know that any miracle is possible. At that, the corner of Cyan's lips rose slightly. He's so precious and beautiful, and we're just making him happy, and stop it, I'm gonna die. They're gonna ruin it, aren't they? Don't ruin it. Anyway, someone, I don't know who, forgive me for intruding upon your intimacy. Is it Dahat? Because didn't we kill him? No. Oh, it's Anko. Wait, does Anko work? Wait, is it very similar to the ending though, with like the alternate Anko, or with like, okay, we're gonna try to fix me, but then like use Anko for the antidote or whatever. So like, okay. Anyway,
If you have the results, I believe you should share the information with us as well, Cyan Prophes.
I noticed Anko in the room, looking at us with an exasperated expression. Will you shut up and let me make out with my boyfriend? I quickly broke away from Cyan. I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I forgot that Anko's helping with the research. I felt sorry for getting so carried away by Cyan's words. I'd be like, I was too busy staring at how beautiful this man is to notice anybody else in this room.
No need to apologize, dear princess. It's the arrogant god who should apologize.
You're just salty and jealous because I love Cyan. I mean, don't get me wrong. Right. Oh my god, I forgot Anko in the little fucking uniform. With his hair all pulled back. It's adorable. At that, Anko's stern gaze turned to Cyan. I love Anko too, don't get me wrong, but like, sir, you're in the room with Cyan. You're not holding the candle. Put it away. Don't even try to light it. Like, I love Anko. I love Adolphe. Adolphe is the only one, probably, and I know Adolphe and Anko are the same person, but like, there's something about the brooding, melodramatic Adolphe that's like, he might steal my gaze for a few minutes when he comes in. As much as I love the other characters, I mean, I love Mathis as a friend. He's not my type to romance. And like, I do love Lucas, but like not nearly as much as I love Cyan or Adolphe. They're my favorites. But like, seriously, nobody holds a candle to Cyan. Again, Adolphe, I might stop for a minute and be like, oh, but it's Cyan's still in the room, so he's going to take it all. Right now, and this moment in time, the only person who's going to walk into this room and actually make me very confused and like probably my head explode because I'm not sure which way I would go if they were both calling my name like I were a dog trying to get me to go to them, is going to be Seiya from 9 Rip, which we're playing in tandem with this. Totally different game, but still. There right now is about the only person that could show up here and make me go, oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. And then I would just like curl up in the ball on the floor and cry for a while because it's a conundrum I can't process and I can't handle. Adolphe comes up in this room and I'm going to like start to go to him, but then it's Cyan and it's like, I'm going to hesitate for a minute, but I'm going to Cyan, no question. Seriously, come on. Come the fuck on. Anyway, that was just my long-winded way of being like, I love you, Anko, but seriously? Stop it. Leave Cyan alone. Leave my bastard boyfriend alone. But Cyan only scoffed.
So you're here, Watchman of Death. If we removed your questionable mystique, all that would remain is a bitter nuisance.
I can't believe I could read that because that hurt I can very barely see these words right now. This is the worst one because it's white on white with a lot of white in the background, and I cannot believe I could read those words because I had to guess at most of them. Because my brain is like, my eyes were moving over the words and my brain is like, oh, can't read. Jeez, this fucking hurts. Oh, God.
Watch your mouth. A geriatric seduction attempts do not interest me, but...
Alright, I'm gonna give Anko a high five for that later, because, Cyan is 80.
Do not allow your embarrassing affection to cause shame to my dear princess. Should any of the staff see you two, she'll be further exposed to their curiosity. Affection? You don't understand, do you?
Cyan, arguing with Anko, suddenly tugged me toward him by the shoulders.
Why what you witnessed was nothing compared to when I show Spacey my true love.
Oh, please tell me that in graphic detail, but don't make me read it. Take me aside and tell me, okay? Because I'm not going to be able to handle reading it. I wouldn't be able to handle reading it in my head, but not out loud, definitely. Jesus.
It's an insult that you label it as mere affection.
Cyan? He said that with the utmost seriousness. Look at that sexy bastard's face right now. Look at his goddamn fucking face. Jesus. So much that I began to blush over it. I might too, to be fair, okay? I'll give her this.
I see. I apologize for misunderstanding. Anko sighed with deepened exasperation that resounded through the laboratory. Oh, you just really don't want me to be in love with him, but too late. I was sure the staff and researchers would have been surprised if they were here. After all, who would expect to hear Cyan Brophy say such a thing? I know, right? But we love it. This is what we came here for. It had been around 6 months since Cyan regained power by crushing the royal family and their plans to gain further control. Calm was restored to the Institute, and the researchers who supported Cyan worked busily every day. They continued to manufacture the last relivers for those nearing the end of their lifespans, but the facility was now more focused on researching the curse. I had been helping him while making sure I tended to my work at the orphanage, but one day Anko suddenly appeared in front of us and... Would you like to enter a contract with me, God on Earth, Cyan Brophies? If you promise me now that you'll triumph over the curse and lead my princess to a happy future, I will grant you the greatest weapon of all.
I mean, although, like, to be fair, Anko calling us his princess all the time and just princess is endearing, and, like, how do you not love that? Still, though, it's not going to sway me away from Cyan. I love the psycho bastard. Such was the contract that he proposed to Cyan. Based on Anko's testimony and Cyan's investigation, they discovered that I was a unique human with the same power of allelopathy as the Lycorises. They also learned that the reason I was death was due to my body's ability to absorb and expel toxins from the soil. At first, Cyan didn't trust the contract or what Anko had to say, but after learning more about my power, they finally decided to work together as allies. How cute. Which is why we're in a throuple now? Interesting. Which was why Anko appeared at the Institute when summoned, so that he could provide us the weapon he promised.
Analysis of the Watchman's antibodies is proceeding without issue. I doubt an antibody can be formulated immediately, but sealing your powers until then is not an impossible task.
I see. That's good to hear. I love science so much, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to hate this half of the time because the Institute is so motherfucking white and bright, which, you know, it's a research lab. It probably should be like bright and white and like clean and crisp looking. But the white on white with the white back with the fucking pasty ass background is basically beige. Might as well be white. Is so fucking painful. It's so bad I can barely see the words. I swear to God, I don't even want to talk to the person who came up with this. I want to slap him in the face. Who the fuck did this and looked at this and went, yeah, no. Seriously? Holy shit. Holy fuck, I want to cry. It hurts. Oh, it hurts my brain and literally my eyes are aching right now. Like, I'm going to get a headache reading this. So, Jesus. I always forget how bad it is, but this one is the worst. So, like, because it's so fucking bright. So, like, oh, good Lord. I don't know if I can manage 2 hours of this today. Oh, good God. I think my retinas are going to break. With break time upon us, we bid farewell to Anko and headed down the hallway. As we shared information, keeping in mind that we were still at work. Director, we finished putting the Lycoris ecosystem report we received from Karun into our database. And this may be unnecessary, but I drafted a theory about the flowers, so would you mind looking over my report when verifying the data?
Fine, send it over later. I'll respond by tomorrow night.
Thank you very much. Director, the previous Team 1 sent the stress test results of the false memory that was newly developed. They also sent a proposal regarding the elements that should be included in the next sets of tests. What should we do?
Nothing changes. Use whatever can be used and discard the rest. Send me the data.
Sir!
The researchers kept calling out to Cyan, and he quickly responded to every question. During work, Cyan was always composed. It was very rare to see him say anything special or caring about me in the way he showed to Unko. But many employees here whispered among themselves that he had changed quite a bit from before. And because he's got a heart now.
He always keeps his cool as the director, but he used the Institute broadcast system to say that he found a lover and that he's planning to have 2 children. Whoa, Cyan. Slow the fuck down. That's gonna make me roll on over to Adelphi, because he never ever tried to baby me. Nuh-uh. I bet Spacey doesn't know that at all. Yeah, I do now, and I don't like it.
I felt like they were staring at me a lot.
I am not having babies, Cyan. I swear to God. Listen, they made a passing comment, but if they try to fucking impregnate me in this fucking round, I swear to goddamn hell, I'm gonna be livid. Because you don't get me to get... You do not let me romance my favorite fucking character and then ruin it! The only reason it was acceptable in the fucking bad end encore with fucking Jamil / fucking Mathis was because of that whole Sunday. Like, that, like, made him tweak it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was played to be as fucked up as possible. You know what I mean? You're like, no, I don't like it. And this whole ending is fucked up. It worked in that one, okay? It worked in that one. Because, like, Camille and Rosalie were going to have a baby. And then, like, Mathis is basically like his kid. And then Jamil was in his head. And then we were Rosalie. And then, like, he was like, and we said Mathis. And he went like, wait a minute. And then we had to reset. And, like, you know what I mean? That was like... That built to the drama and the trauma. So it worked there. It's not going to work here. This is supposed to be a good end. Don't piss me off. They already fucked up doing it well, I mean, it was a bad ending, at least. You know what I mean? They made the bad ending worse in Eve's route with the whole, like, I'm about to kill myself, enjoy my lover, and oh, wait, there's a baby inside me. It's been 3 fucking days. Stop that bullshit. You know. And then, like, well, I'll just have to join a band. Ow. But it's a bad end. So a bad end, I mean, really a bad end, made it worse for me. I know some people have been like, oh, we can't be together, but, like, that's so sweet. Nuh-uh. I was like, fucking A, you made it worse. You know? Pretty sure that was one of the bad ends. Or an alternate end or whatever. But, like, if you fucking give me this and you try to fucking impregnate, I'm going to be so fucking livid. Because there's nothing I hate more than that shit. There might be things I hate more. But, like, right now I can't think of them. So, like, don't test me, game. Okay, the only thing I hate more than that is the goddamn white on white with the fucking white ass backgrounds. Like, Jesus Christ. I'll suffer through those as long as I don't have to have fucking babies. Listen. Spacey doesn't want to be knocked up. Okay. Joey doesn't share food. I tilted my head as we went inside Cyan's laboratory. This one's a little bit better because the background's not as bright. Cyan, if you want, I can brew us some tea. Before I could finish my offer, oh my God, slam against a wall and shove your tongue down my throat. First, I want you. Okay. CG. Oh, yeah. Is he biting my ear? Stop it. Look at his eye glowing. Ugh. Yes, this is very similar to, he did actually kiss us in the other game. Cyan put his hand on my shoulder from behind, then kissed my ear. Ugh! I jumped a bit from the tickling sensation. Cyan, we're still at work. Knock everything off his desk and then shove him down on it.
We're taking a break.
Despite my surprise, Cyan tugged me closer to him. I reflexively pushed his chest to shove him away. Girl! Don't ruin this for me! But Cyan didn't seem very bothered by my reaction.
Are you scared? Perhaps of your power?
A little. I recalled that day when I started to learn more about my power. Okay, I'll give her that. I now know why I became deaf, and even though I was happy to finally find out, I became scared and sickened by my existence. Of course, I knew very well that everything was fine so long as we had the antibodies, but I couldn't say I wasn't anxious. It still bothers me that I might accidentally kill those who were precious to me, like you.
Spacey.
No, don't leave. Huh? In the blink of an eye, Cyan kissed me as if to bite down hard and steal me away. Ugh. When I opened my eyes, his mysterious eyes were right in front of me. He stared at me intensely as though he were savoring my entire existence. I'd like him to savor my entire existence. Don't make me read it, though. But, I'll suffer through. I will awkwardly read that just because. Let's do this. Okay, game. His eyebrows slowly arched and finally... No. I was hoping the CG would come back, but goddamn, looking at me's gorgeous. His hold on me released, and I nearly fell to the floor. He supported me with his arms, and as I nearly fell to the floor, he supported me. I mean, I might almost nearly fall to the floor. I turned and looked at him to see his beautiful eyes.
There. I moved close to you and even touched you directly. Nothing bad happened. Or perhaps we need to experiment further.
Okay. Yes, please. No, that's enough. Shut the fuck up, girl. You know what? You get out of here. I'm going to take over. He spoke with absolute confidence, and I started to think that maybe I was the one who was wrong for being frightened. I never expected you to be so proactive with love after you modified your memory bank. I tried to change the subject out of embarrassment, and Cyan responded with a bewildered look on his face.
I'm simply following the urge being generated from my heart. Isn't this normal for a man in love?
Okay, I'm sorry. I never figured you to be so horny. He's like, wait, isn't this normal? Oh, that's such a robot thing to say. Oh, I love it. Huh? Cyan's expression was telling me that he was surprised by my reaction. I guess Cyan can be surprised at times, too. I mean, he's a robot. He doesn't know how to human. He hasn't been a human in a long-ass motherfucking time. He might get angry if he knew what I was thinking, but he looked rather cute, tell him. I know emotions can't be compared, but in your case, it seems your feelings of love are particularly strong. Maybe even the strongest in the world. Oh, it's so romantic and beautiful, and I love it.
I see. Which means that my memory is functioning properly.
Cyan mumbled to himself as if to confirm, then grabbed my hand. He then led it straight to his chest over the place where his heart would be. She's... Okay. Again, with the eye. Okay, I get it before... okay, but, stop it. I could hear Cyan's modified memory beating within his chest. Apart from the heat and intensity caused by love, there was a certain gentleness to it. Your heartbeat sounds very comforting, Cyan. If possible, I'd like to stay like this forever. I subconsciously rubbed his chest gently. Oh.
Are you seducing me?
Maybe a little. She's not, 'cause she's too fucking innocent. I quickly moved my hand away the moment I heard his question. She needs to hike her tits up and be more of a woman and take this man. Seriously.
Only joking. It's too early for that.
Really? It's too early for that. Okay. You know what? All right. I mean, we've been together for a while, but you're like, well, we going slow with, we're fucking going, Ice Age slow. Okay. All right, I'm not going to complain about that. tension is part of the fun. You know, they're like, God damn it, just throw me on this desk. Seriously, it's part of the fun of it. So, like, okay, all right. She's gonna ruin it, but I wonder what he was planning on doing if it weren't daytime. I mean, as I thought about it, Cyan lightly brushed away my bangs, unless that's what he meant, like, it's not time. It's too early, as in it's in the middle of the day. It's always just weird when people are like, oh my God, we can't have sex, it's the middle of the day. You can have sex anytime during the day that you want. There's appropriate places and inappropriate places, and maybe in your office is inappropriate, but it's an Atome game, so like, whatever. Doing it in the middle of a park in the middle of broad daylight, probably not appropriate. You know, in the aisle of a grocery store in the middle of the day, or ever. Not appropriate. But like, it's 2 p.m. Oh, wait a minute, the sun's still... It's fine, it's totally fine. If you're in your own house, like, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'll not become complacent or carried away until the research is complete. I will release you from the curse before you reach the end of your life.
He then kissed my forehead as if sealing his promise. That's adorable. I also believed in the promise of that gentle kiss. I'm sure you'll succeed, Cyan. You fucking better. I'll do my very best to offer you support. So please, let me stay by your side until that day arrives.
Not just until, but beyond as well.
Of course. God known as Cyanbrophes. Well, that's weird because it's like the god or God known as Cyanbrophes. Like, you know what I mean? There should be punctuation in there. If you're just going to use, like... Anyway. Anyway, God known as Cyanbrophes never broke a promise or the god or a god. You know what I mean? It's just a weird sentence. But anyway. I felt at ease and put my complete faith in his word. Just as he proclaimed, Cyan continued his research with little attention paid to me. Oh. Food. I prepared some sandwiches. Please enjoy them with some tea to keep you awake during the upcoming meeting. Oh, good. We're still the sandwich dispenser. Clean. I'll make sure the place is as clean as possible while you're in the meeting. I like how the beginning of this is like, I'm gonna ravish you so hard, and then now he's like one-word sentences to us.
I'm gonna sleep for 30 minutes.
Oh. Of course, I'll wake you up in 28 minutes. Time flew as he spent his busy days analyzing the curse. Not even time for a little bit of a kiss. My God, though, he's barely paying attention to us, so when he finally figures this out, we're not going to be able to walk for like a week.
And here I thought he was neglecting his research because of his love affair with you. It seems his stance remains unchanged after the incident.
Yeah, it seems like Cyan's mindful of things too. I'd finished the work and support I could provide for the day. Cyan had given me permission to take a break, so I stepped outside for a stroll when I saw the Watchman of Death in a lab coat. I love Unko's little lab coat outfit. Unko, I wanted to ask you... After sitting down on a bench nearby, I decided to ask him a question I had been wanting to ask for a while. Why are you wearing a lab coat? What happened to the black clothes you used to wear?
Ah, you mean this?
Unko tugged on the sleeve of his coat.
I still wear my black robes while tending to my duties in Hades, but as soon as he and I began working together, he asked if I planned to continue wearing such non-functional clothing. Cyanbrophes has me wearing this white lab coat by force. I have little choice but to comply.
I see. I guess it may be a bit dangerous to wear anything long that might get caught on the equipment.
That I understand, but I did not think it necessary to have to wear his own clothing.
Huh? Those are Cyan's clothes?
Indeed. There is some comfort in knowing they are unused.
The shirt and the lab coat did look like the one Cyan had folded in his dresser, but... It's proof of his trust. I like the dot, dot, dot. I don't know which choice here. Like, it's proof of his trust. Cyan doesn't give a fuck about clothing, so I feel like dot, dot, dot's probably better. Yeah, okay. Like, It's like, Cyan trusts you with clothing that he's never touched or worn. You know what I mean? Like, even Cyan's like, what?
Princess, perhaps I may regret asking, but why do you look so sullen? I thought I was special because Cyan gave me his lab coat as a hand-me-down. Of all things, is that what you're jealous about? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry for teasing you. It looked like Uncle wasn't very happy, but when he saw me giggling, he tilted his head curiously. I'm so sorry. I was just thinking that you started to show a more human side, Uncle. Human? Yes. Before it seemed you hated Cyan for defining how long mortals could live, but now it feels like you're arguing with Cyan over personal matters and emotions. It's refreshing seeing you like this, and I'm happy about it. It's like you stopped seeing him the way you used to. I believe you decided to watch over us while trusting the choices we make. I know it probably wasn't easy, so thank you very much. I couldn't thank him enough, especially because I was proven to be the case of so many deaths. From his point of view, I should be punished. I see. So that's how you see me. Uncle nodded, then fell deep into thought as he looked afar. Not everything has been resolved, but I suppose the burden upon me is less now that progress is being made to defeat the curse. What are you doing?
The bird's just running around, and he started attacking, like, he started, like, trying to play with my headset cord, and I'm like, I'm trying to read Uncle's line and not laugh. Didn't work very well.
Although there are some ill feelings remaining, I no longer have any reason to denounce him. He then shook his head. Did I ever have a valid reason for hating him from the very beginning? And the Cyan Brophies from then was far different from the one in this world. Uncle? No, it's nothing. Should he succeed, our contract will naturally be fulfilled. You'll then be able to live life as a normal girl. And I'll watch over you, not as the watchman of death, but as a watchman of this country. I see. In that case, I'll do my very best so that I'm not too reliant on you or Cyan. As I expressed my thanks, a gentle breeze suddenly caressed our hair. As it blew past, Unko smiled kindly and... Okay, why is it saying question marks? Who's saying, all right, give it your best? Oh. All right, give it your best would be like, I was wondering, I was like, when I had question marks by it, I was like, is it because it's a Dolphin? Like she's hearing it, like, because they liked, okay, so yeah. He rubbed my head gently as he spoke in a way that was oddly familiar, because it was a Dolphin. Ow! Bad bird! That is not nice. You are a bad, bad boy. I'm not petting you anymore. Cyan's work wasn't only conducting research. When the monarchy was abolished after the incident half a year ago, a parliamentary system took its place and Cyan was chosen as a representative. I'm going to throw you on your perch. I don't want you anymore. I'm going to throw you downstairs. You is a big fat jerk. Come here. You go potties. I know you need to go. No, you go potties. Go or I'm throwing you downstairs. I don't have time for your bullshit. Thank you. Telling you I don't have time for your bullshit because you're a mean-ass jerk. You're a big fat douchebird right now. He was like sitting there nicely and then just tried to take a chunk out of my hand. You're like a really big fat jackass lately, you know that? Don't like your attitude. Your attitude needs to be adjusted, mister. You jerk face. Big fat jerk face. I don't want to pet you. I don't want to snuggle you. I don't want to give you any attention or lovies. No, you don't. You're so fucking cute. You're so cute, but you're a big fat asshole. Anyway. I had been accompanying him to the meetings held here at the castle. And now I just put my hand on my leg, and he is now rubbing his head against my leg because he wants petties, but then he's gonna fucking bite me. He doesn't just, like, nip. He, like, shriek, and he bites so fucking hard. You're very mean.
As we explained before, we wish to maintain the parliamentary system, and we also ask you become a representative in order to lead the country, Monsieur Brofis.
No, I told you before that I have no intention of ruling the country, period.
I was wondering. Dude cannot even... His lab coat is always half off, and so is his fucking jacket. Okay. I was wondering in my head, when we were talking to Anko, right? I was like, when does Cyan get new? Everybody gets a new outfit, right? Everybody got like a new outfit. But I was like, how's Cyan gonna get a new outfit? Here you go. Here it is. Okay. No, I'm gonna need to see the full thing. I'm gonna need the full motherfucking thing. Because it looks hot. You're wearing a vest, dude. Jesus. And instead of your hair pulled to the side, it's pulled behind. Oh. And I seriously though, look at him. Because he's wearing his jacket the same way he wears his lab coat, where it's just like half on. Is your shirt also half untucked? We're going to a big fucking meeting and you're all on, like, but like, seriously, look at the, oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry. But like, he is like a whole, it's the same Cyan, but it's a whole other Cyan. Like, he is so different in this outfit. Because he's not our, like, mad scientist right now. He's like a mad steampunk scientist. He's like inventing robots and shit over here and creating electricity. Jesus.
Out of the Valentin family, what will you do if the curse is never lifted because I'm too occupied with playing politics?
Well,
I'll not tolerate the naive suggestion of simply becoming a reliver again. As I stated before, the National Research Institute will focus on getting rid of the curse, and we will identify the mastermind who provoked the royal family and conducted illegal experiments, Dawood.
I doubt that will be easy to accomplish. You yourself perfected reliver technology, and everyone was fully reliant on Cyan and wanted him to handle everything. Hey, look! Hugo's still alive in this one.
Well, there's a lot more people who are taking a stand compared to before.
Yeah, and
as head of the Claude family, I stand with Monsieur Brofis.
Mathis is here. I'm pretty sure Adolphe's still dead.
We should abolish any political system that relies on a single person.
Of the four major families, the Claudes are the last ones standing. It helps that Mathis is on the side of reform. As long as he's around, I doubt they'll keep pushing to revert the system back to a monarchy.
Yeah, the legislators were elected specifically because they had no connection to the royal family.
That's good to know. I stood behind Cyan with Eve and Hugo, who were called in as his bodyguards. As expected, behind Mathis was Jean. Oh, look, everyone's here. Jean's over there like, look at his beautiful face. Over there being sus as fuck. Aw. Noticing us, he gave a cordial wave of his hand. He's still just like, I guess I live as a butler now. I can tell Mathis has grown into his position as head of the family. Because Jean's like downloading illegal data into his head still.
Yeah, seems like he's had a lot to think about since the incident. He's been studying politics so he can do what he can to prevent that from ever happening again.
I see. Good for him. On the other end, Hugo looked at one of the men speaking with Cyan. He let out a deep sigh of disbelief, then took a step forward. Oh my god, that's Hugo's dad? Holy shit! I was like, wait a minute! Hugo's never had a last name. I mean, Hugo, we knew his family was like wealthy or whatever. Do you see this? That's where you bit me before. It's bleeding. Do you see that? It's bleeding. You bit right through my finger. You took a chunk of skin out. Do you see that? Do you see it? And then, why, you look scared? You look scared because I'm flashing my hand at you? You bit at me. You made me bleed. It's not nice. You're a mean boy. It hurts like hell. Doesn't really hurt that bad anymore, but it is like on my knuckles, like, oh, and I got a chunk of skin hanging loose. That's not nice. You don't mean.
And then he's like, oh, pat me. I snug in your hand and you rub my neck. Oh, yeah, like that. Oh, you're such a brat. Anyway.
Hey, stubborn old Pops, how about you give up on this already? We shouldn't be focusing on developing Reliver tech anymore. It should be left in the past instead. Hugo, you insolent!
The man glared sharply at Hugo. I cannot believe we met Hugo's dad.
Huh? Pops?
I think he might be Hugo's father who disowned him.
Eve stared at the man in the same way as Hugo, saying that this was the first time he had ever seen him. I mean, it's the first time we ever do it. And they put Valentin as his last name. And that's supposed to be Valentine, but there's no E, you know what I mean?
You were disowned, yet you feel you have the right to disagree? It's because you disowned me that I find it comical you're more than attached to this old technology. People in other countries take life seriously, knowing that it's a one-shot deal. Let's get this damn country on the same page. Besides, those little sisters of mine become relivers when they were still practically kids. They're not gonna survive out there.
They became relivers when they were still practically kids.
I want to see them grow into adulthood like normal humans.
Hugo's younger sisters. I'd heard that he had an older brother and 2 other siblings. Since Monsieur Valentin was here, that meant he wasn't connected to the corrupt royal family. He thought deeply in silence for a few seconds as if feeling internally conflicted.
Understood. The Valentin family of merchants will cooperate in this reform and in resolving previous incidents. Okay. But in return, until the Parliament and the public are united in the decision, I ask that you continue serving as our guide.
I suppose that'll do.
Poor Cyan's like, I just want to do research. I just want to be in my lab, making no noise, doing some shit, and not having to be in politics or on meetings and like fucking, ow. I feel you. When Cyan snapped his fingers, Eve and I moved to action with papers in our arms. We quickly handed them to each member of the Parliament.
Measures against the royal family under house arrest. The cause of the strange death they concealed. I also have details on how to handle the memory crash in these documents.
The moment he uttered those words, the people began to murmur. We were also surprised when he shared the information with us.
The primary reason the memory crash occurs is the degradation of memory due to the royal family's illegal modifications. Of course, as the memory features are the root of the problem, I plan on taking responsibility as well. The victims' families will be compensated, and I'll have all relivers' memory banks inspected for defects free of charge.
I never knew you had such a huge plan in place.
There's the issue of the underground passage, so it's likely there are more people involved in the incidents. One such criminal has been identified and will be arrested shortly.
I see.
Monsieur Valentin read the materials and asked a question to Cyan.
And what of this supporter who was involved? Seems they're the only one whose identity has not been confirmed.
We're still investigating. I'll report once we have progress.
At that, the legislators went quiet as if in thought.
Understood. I'll help with legislation using the books that washed ashore from overseas. So, Monsieur Brofis, I ask that you please focus on developing a new future for Arpachel. After all, I wish to see Jean marry his beloved, and for them to live long, happy lives.
Aww.
Master.
And then Jean's over there like, of all the fucking rotten shit I've done to you, and you were just the nicest little thing. Well, you know, here's the thing. Also, like, it's like he's technically your son, in a way. Not just because you created him, but you used some of your unborn fetus's DNA along with a bunch of unborn fetus DNA. But, like, still, there's a little bit of your DNA in here.
And that goes without saying.
Cyan quickly responded to Mathis's wish, then leaned back against his chair. Cyan looked bored, but was keenly focused to make sure he didn't miss anything. Nothing about him seems different. Perhaps it was just me, but I could have sworn he paused for a moment when asked about the supporter. I want to see him in this outfit.
I want to see him in this outfit. It's roughly... Yeah, we're at time. So, all right. I'm going to stop this one here. We'll continue next time. Oh my God, this is the nicest it has been in this whole route with the dark blue background. Oh, so much easier to read. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up. I was booping the bird and got distracted. And subscribe to see more.